What do you get when you mix a health coach and a wellness coach mixed with a lot of curiosity? You get two people who ask a lot of questions about health and wellness. Today we ask, do certain food combinations make food better for you?
We all want the most bang for our buck, and that is especially true for nutrition. How can we increase the nutrients that are available to our body without overloading on food? So let's get started as we ask.
Wait, what?
Hi, Leah.
Ooh, same time. Hi, Kamna. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's going on? Anything exciting?
No, I need more sleep. That's it.
Uh-oh. That needs to
I
be a
have,
call to action, but
I
I
know,
won't
I
make it.
haven't. I haven't been sleeping well, and I don't know. Maybe I need to do what I say and walk the talk,
Why
and do
don't
what I.
you want to go to bed?
No, it's not that. I'm just not sleeping well.
Oh, well, why, what do you think is causing that?
I don't know, but this morning, you know what time I woke up? You're gonna be shocked.
If it's before 7, I'm shocked.
Yeah, 5:30.
Why?
Awake, just wide awake. And I went to bed relatively late,
Why?
just awake.
Now, if you stay up and you don't take a nap, you should be able to go to sleep at a decent time and
That's
be
what I keep thinking.
exactly
It's been
tired.
happening all week.
Hmm.
I think that. I don't know. I gotta try something. Maybe some
Yeah,
lotions and a bath or something.
right. I think that people who say all the time that they don't get good night's sleep, I'm like, well, how about get up an hour earlier and then you're going to be tired and you're going to
Yeah.
want to go to sleep and you're going to sleep, but they don't want to get up an hour earlier.
Hmm.
So it's one of those like, well, then do you really want to get good sleep?
Well, it's such a big issue. I don't know. Maybe we need to revisit this again for another
But it's a
topic.
super important issue, like
It's
one of the
super
most
important.
ones you can do.
Yes,
So,
100%. How was your call to action from last time?
I did terrible, terrible,
What was
terrible,
it?
terrible. I was gonna watch my protein and my fiber again, and I just
Hmm.
didn't do it. I mean, I was aware of it, aware that I didn't do good on it. Um, and I don't, I wish I could tell you that it's because I have like fatigue, but it's not even that. I just feel like um financially it's really hard to do protein and fiber when you
Because
have to
those foods are more
feed my
expensive.
family. Yeah, because I like if I buy a bag of chicken and I have chicken for dinner, my son wants to eat two and my husband wants to eat two, and then there's like two left. I would have to buy double the amount. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a challenge. It's a challenge trying to figure it all out and all of that. The fiber I'm okay with. I'm doing decent on that. It's the protein part. And I don't
Mm,
beans don't like me. They would be a very cheap source of fiber, but they don't like me. My body just
hmm.
doesn't do well with them. So I don't know. I struggle with it,
Yeah.
you know? And even like stuff for breakfast and stuff is like more expensive than other things.
Mm,
It's just easier for me to eat fruit and nut butter, but it's not a lot of protein. But
right.
it's just easier for me to eat that than try and figure out how to make something that's more protein. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So struggle.
And you have to cater to everybody's different tastes. So it's just a lot of work.
And then you never know. Sometimes they might eat three things, and I'm like, okay, well, guess what? And I'd rather them like my son eat. I'd rather him eat. He's 15 and growing, and he's lifting weights. So
Yeah, he needs it
yeah, he needs it more than I do.
for
Well,
sure.
yeah, I would think. But anyway, that's
Yeah.
where I'm at. It's just a struggle.
Hmm.
So
I was also
you
focusing
were,
on protein and
yeah, you were
fiber
gonna do protein
and
too.
yeah, I did okay. Actually, I did fair. I hit my marks most days, but I wasn't hitting as much as when we were doing the challenge.
Okay.
And I think that accountability piece is really important for me, and that I need to be able to tell you, look, I met my marks. I need that to tell people, post my pictures. I just need that, like, look, I did it. Look, here's my creativity. So that piece was a little hard, but I did hit my fiber is not really my problem. It's the protein, but I'm getting about 50 to 60 average every day, which is better than I was. So I'm happy for that.
That's very good.
And I
Yeah.
can also tell now when I don't eat protein focused that I'm not as full. So that leads to all kinds of problems.
I noticed a total difference as well for myself. I
Hmm.
do. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's actually amazing. But I had pepitos for the first time this week to add to my salad. My sister bought them, and those
Oh.
were good. So I think that when you can find little things to add in things, you do notice
Hmm.
a difference. Don't
Oh
you?
yeah. Oh yeah. Especially in a salad, whatever you can add, it just like more bang for your buck, basically.
Yes. Yeah. So,
Um, okay, so I want to tell you about what I'm loving this week.
oh, please. I love when it's your turn. It's my favorite.
So I was like thinking, and then I went to go get ready for today, and I might have really, really, really dry skin. Like I could put lotion, and then 5 minutes later, I'm dry again. I have
Okay.
uberly dry skin. That's not even a word, but you know what I mean. So I've been watching all these influencers with all their serums and their face routines, and I'm like, oh, I need to try some of this stuff. So I went to Ulta, and I was like, I had time to kill. So I had found this. It's actually 3/4 of the way gone, but I found this hyalur. I don't know. I'm not going to say it right. Hyaluronic acid, and it's from a company called The Ordinary, and it's a dropper, and a little bit goes a long way for me. So I put my moisturizer and then I put this on top.
Okay.
And the benefits of it are that as you age, you lose hydration from your skin. So then you have more wrinkles. And this just rehydrates your skin. And the makeup sits better when you put makeup on your face.
Do you find that that's true?
Yes, I need to
Mm.
overly moisturize my skin.
So if you have one moisturizer on, your makeup doesn't sit as well.
No,
But if
because
you put,
it sucks it all in. So I
okay.
have to layer the moisturizer on my skin so
So
I
you
don't
put
look
your
as.
regular moisturizer and then you put that serum on.
Yes. And then I also do now an under eye cream because I've crossed the threshold. So I need to be aware
Does
of
it
all these things.
feel oily?
For me, no,
Does it
because
have a smell?
no, it has no smell. It has
Oh,
nothing except hyaluronic acid. And then I looked up this company. It's so on the label, it says ultra pure vegan. They do not test on animals, and they're a science-based company. So they're all about really doing the research to figure out what's the best. So I was reading on their website, they are not sulfate free, but they found the sweet spot of sulfates that is okay and good for you, which I
oh.
thought that was interesting. I need to read a little bit more about this.
I
And
like that
the,
they admitted that though, too.
yeah, um, and it's like there's no fancy packaging. It's a simple label. It like I like that. It's not a lot of show. They're carbon neutral shipping. I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of it
Don't
is
you
speaks.
hey, don't you hate when you get a box that's giant and then you open it up and the thing is this big? So there's none of that.
Yes, none
Okay.
of that. It's no, there's no packaging. I just bought it like this at
Okay.
Ulta.
Okay.
And of course I use the Ulta coupon, which I love my coupon. So I am liking it. I'm probably gonna buy it again because it is almost out. But I think we have to pay attention to our skin as we age and
The
whatever we can
organ.
do to help it stay hydrated, stay fresh. You know, we need to do it.
I might have to try that. Do you think you could put it on other parts of your body that are dry?
This one probably no, but they may have other products because
Okay.
this is like a little dropper, and I don't think it would be. It's not cost effective to use this on your body. But
Yeah.
maybe if you had a spot here or there, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like small like patches that are super dry or
Mhm.
something.
They
Very
may
good.
have other products. I don't know.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. That looks
You're
exciting.
welcome.
All right. What are we talking
So
about today?
today, so how this topic came up is really when we were doing our protein fiber research, and we were thinking about why that combo works really well. And so when I was doing research for that, I found all kind of things that I'm like, oh, we need to do a deep dive on the food combos and how effective they can be for extracting nutrition. So I thought we would start with like sort of the why and get into the what. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
yes, but I have to tell you, when you said this topic, I was like, I'm going with it. Had no idea it would be as interesting as it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's really fascinating to me. And
Why
it's
do
like,
you think it's
duh.
fascinating?
I went, duh. I just find that a lot of the foods I enjoy, and I've never thought to pair them together to get more
Mm.
bang for my buck.
Ah,
You know what I mean? So I think it's
yes.
a really good topic. So
You know, the other thing that I was like, this is why people ate these foods together. You
yes.
know,
Hmm. It's not
like
on
that
purpose.
makes sense.
I mean, it's
Yes,
not an accident. I mean,
yes, it's on
yes,
purpose. I
yes.
just wonder like how they used to know all these things before.
Hmm. How they figured
Anyway,
it out.
yeah.
Okay. So
So I
where are you
wanted to talk. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I said, where are you going to start us off at?
So I wanted to start with something called anti-nutrients.
Anti, ANTI.
Correct.
Okay. Like the Taylor Swift anti-hero. We're talking about anti.
Oh,
Okay, go on.
you cracked me up. Okay, so anti-nutrients are things that interfere with absorption of nutrients. And I'm
Okay.
going to go through a list because I think it's a good groundwork for what we're about to talk about.
Okay.
So certain things like cruciferous vegetables, which are like broccoli, cauliflower, they can prevent the absorption of iodine. And iodine is important for people who, everybody, but people especially who have thyroid issues. So if
Okay.
you have a thyroid issue, probably your doctor has said, watch your intake of cruciferous vegetables because it can deplete you of iodine.
Okay. It's not that
And
they suck your iron. They, if you eat food that has it, it then depletes that the way you're eating it, the way your
it
body's
can,
processing it.
so it acts as almost like a barrier. So the iodine that you would have or get from other foods, it's like, well, maybe not, and then blocks it off and knocks it away. That's a simplistic way to explain, but
No,
that's
but
kind of
that,
what it is.
yeah. Okay, so that's a type of anti-nutrient,
Yes.
but it's also a nutrient for us, some people,
Right. Well, I'm
which is
about to hit that in a
okay.
minute, but
Sorry.
yes,
Go
no,
ahead.
you're absolutely right.
Okay.
And then legumes, which are beans, peanuts, soybeans, they have something called lectins.
Okay.
And they can, and whole grains, also legumes and whole grains can interfere with the absorption of calcium, iron, phosphorus, and zinc.
Okay.
So lentils are great. And you're like, why can't I eat lentils? But then if you don't cook them properly or put the right things together, you it may interfere with the absorption of all those important things. Um, Oxalates in green leafy vegetables, so like kale, spinach, tea, beans, nuts, beets can bind to calcium and prevent it from being absorbed.
Oh my God, this is so much.
Yeah.
So much.
So, and the tannins in tea, coffee, and legumes can also decrease iron absorption.
So
The
if
reason,
you drink a lot of tea, you really need to start bulking up on your iron.
yes, or there are times of the day when you can drink tea an hour before eating food or 2 hours after eating. So it doesn't interfere with the absorption of the nutrients.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Mhm. And here's the thing that you were just saying. Anti-nutrients may exert health benefits, phytates, which are in whole grains, seeds, legumes, nuts, and yeah, they can, they're found to lower cholesterol, slow digestion, and prevent sharp rises in blood sugar. So it's not that we need to take these things out of our diet. We need to eat them in the right way to have the maximum benefit.
Gotcha. So if you are eating them, making sure you're pairing them with the right things to help your body
Yes.
process.
Yes.
And nobody
Absolutely.
teaches that. Like I've never gone to the doctor and they're like, you're low on iron. So make sure that if you eat broccoli, that you eat it after you eat this, or
Mhm.
nobody ever tells you any of this stuff.
Well, I don't think doctors know, honestly, because they're trained to treat disease, whereas like people in our field are trained to prevent disease.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
So I wanted to start with that because it's important to know that, like for example, beans may not suit you, but maybe they're not prepared in the right way. So maybe if they were prepared in the right way, you wouldn't have all the GI distress.
Or maybe I'm not eating them with the right food to help like
Maybe.
digest them.
Right.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
That very well could
So
be.
yeah,
Okay. Hmm.
where do you want to start?
I just started with a boom list of good, healthy food combos for weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So where did you want me to start with what I got first, which was first
Yeah.
on my list was avocado and dark greens. Do you
Oh,
have that?
really? Oh, I mean, I think that's a great combination, but why?
Well, greens are high in nutrients, but they don't fill you up as much. So if you top it with avocado, it's more satisfying because it has the monosaturated fat, which helps starve, whatever word you want to use, off the hunger. I didn't
Oh.
know that that's why you put avocado with a green salad. Never occurred to me that that's why. I just put, oh, they taste good together. No, it's actually
Mm-hmm.
science behind it. You want that fat in there because if you just eat a salad with greens, I mean, has anybody done? I'm sure I've done it where I eat a salad and it doesn't fill me up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But if you put the right stuff in it, then your salad fills you up long,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is,
Um, Sorry,
no,
I
go
keep
ahead.
cutting you off. I'm sorry. I was also reading about that helps that combo in particular helps your body absorb more of the veggies, disease-fighting antioxidants.
Mm. So avocado is a superfood, man.
Yeah. I know some people don't like it, but there are alternatives. So anything that's a little bit higher in fat.
Okay. Okay. What's next?
Um, I didn't really go down this road, but I did put this on my list because I thought it was like interesting. It's not something I would eat, so I don't know anything about it. Okay.
Okay.
A protein like chicken and cayenne pepper.
I saw that too. First of all, and I saw that and I went, well, couldn't you do tofu with cayenne pepper?
Yeah. So that's why I put protein in the parentheses, I put chicken.
Yeah, because it's the high protein, which is low cal, which takes you longer to digest. And I don't know if I've ever cooked with cayenne pepper.
Well, you don't really like spice, right?
I mean, I can do it. I'm not in love with it. But I read that eating cayenne pepper may boost your calorie burning. Do you think there's truth to that?
I'm sure because have you ever seen anybody eating something really spicy?
They're like, eating faster? Like, is that what you mean?
Sweating and like their mouth is on fire and they're drinking a
It
lot of
could
water.
be. It could be.
Yeah.
One time some guy hit on me and he was like, "Girl, you're as hot as a cayenne pepper." And I didn't even know what the heck the difference. I think I was only in my early 20s. I didn't even know what a cayenne pepper was. I had to call my cousin who's a chef and be like, "Is this a compliment? Like, I don't know if this is a compliment or not."
What did you say?
I was like, thanks, I think." Walked away.
That's a good compliment.
I didn't know though. I was like, maybe that's a bad pepper, like, because it could be like a rotten pepper. I didn't know if it meant like rotten or whatever. So anyway, every time I hear cayenne pepper, I'm like, I'm as hot as a cayenne pepper. Anyway.
Absolutely.
All right. Anyway,
I think there's also really good nutritional benefits to cayenne pepper, in
okay.
terms of have you ever used that capsaicin cream for muscle aches?
No, but I've heard of that. Is that made with cayenne pepper?
It has I forgot the active ingredient name, but it's like the thing that's in cayenne pepper. I don't know why I can't remember right now, but you put it on and then it like burns a little bit, but it helps with inflammation and pain.
So I bet you if you eat it, it would help with inflammation and pain.
Yeah. And it's a combination of herbs and ingredients.
Really interesting. Okay. Hmm.
I also saw this one, which I actually really like this combination, oatmeal and walnuts.
This is the perfect example of I like oatmeal and I like walnuts. Why am I not adding walnuts in my overnight oats? Duh.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think those two combos work together?
Well, oatmeal is high in fiber, which is we all are striving for more fiber. And the walnuts, I think, because of the crunch and the protein, it's just like really satisfying. So you don't feel like you just ate a bowl of mush.
Yeah, and there's fiber in walnuts too, right?
Yeah,
You're
fiber
almost
and
getting
protein.
double the fiber from the oatmeal too. And then, yeah, I think that's a great combination that I never even
Mhm.
thought of.
And if you add a little cinnamon,
I
you're good
was
to go.
just gonna ask you if you've ever roasted walnuts with cinnamon. Because I know people do it with pecans all the time.
I ate a salad last week that had some kind of sweetened walnuts, but they had cinnamon on it. It was amazing.
See, and that would be so good in oatmeal.
Yes. It was great in the salad. So I can imagine it would be good in oatmeal.
It would, I'm sure it would be. Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't like my oatmeal warm. I'm a weird one. I like it cold, like overnight.
Me
I think,
too.
that would add so much good crunch to it.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to look into making that.
I agree.
I think I have
What?
walnuts in my fridge right now. Anyway, next I saw eggs, black beans, and peppers, the combination of all three together.
Oh, okay.
Well, eggs is a source of protein. Beans have the protein and fiber, and then the peppers have the fiber too. So if you combine it, you're really getting double the fiber and pretty much double the protein. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
With the
Yeah.
combination of those three, listen to this statistic. People who eat eggs for breakfast eat less the rest of the day than those that wake up and start their day with like a carb such as bagels.
Is that because it's protein rich? Is that why?
They don't say why, but I think that would be why. Don't you think?
Well, that's what we discovered with our protein fiber challenge is that when we
Right,
started protein heavy, we were not as hungry all day.
right. Now imagine if you take eggs, protein, black beans, that's double the protein right there, and then even add in those peppers, like red and yellow peppers, it'd be so
Hmm.
good.
And they're rich in vitamin C,
Yep.
and you'd have like a good start to your day. Oh, yeah.
It's a
I
great
could
pair,
see that.
great pairing. And I know you
100%.
could probably, I think we know somebody who does this, makes like a batch of peppers and onions sauteed at the beginning of the week, and then just puts like a half a cup in whatever they're making.
Hmm.
I think that would be a good strategy to add those to something, you
I
know?
like it. It's a good idea.
Mhm.
Peppers just add something.
And they're a little crunch if you cook them not so
Hmm.
soggy-ish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
What else
anyway,
did you have?
next I had beans and vegetable soup,
Hmm.
which is I what I really liked about it is it said even throw in a can of chickpeas in your soup.
Oh.
So whatever soup you're making, anything with like a broth based, because the liquid fills up your stomach, right? Making you feel,
Hmm.
but it's not going to be a full long term full.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's why it's important to pair the beans, the black beans, or even like I would assume even green beans or something like that to help fill it up. Because I love, love, love hibachi soup. You know, the one there's nothing in it except mushrooms and onions.
Oh, I've
I
never had
love it.
hibachi soup.
It's so good. It's just green onions and mushrooms, and I think crunchy onions. But
Oh,
that doesn't fill you up. But if you add
mhm.
a can of chickpeas or something to it, it probably would help so much.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
I was reading that one study showed that people who started with soup ate 20% fewer calories throughout the meal.
See, soup is amazing.
Yeah, but you don't always think about it.
I know. It's really interesting. My daughter could eat soup every day. And
Really?
I heard her just yelling at David the other day. If it was up to me, we would have soup every day.
Well, there are a lot of different kinds and
I know.
good soups. And if somebody else makes it for you, that's the best.
Yes. All right. What do you have next?
Green tea and lemon.
Green tea and lemon. I saw that too, but I don't understand why exactly.
So, the article that I was reading said that drinking 4 cups of green tea every day may lead to decreases in weight and blood pressure. And the green tea is packed with antioxidants called catechins.
Never
And
heard
by
of that.
it's a compound in the tea, but adding lemon may help your body to absorb the catechins,
I wonder if that's
which
where iced tea and lemon came from.
probably because I mean, I think black tea has some of those things, but it's not as much as green tea. But the polyphenols, which we've talked about, the chemicals that are in tea, they you want those nutrients to get into your body. So when we were talking earlier about the anti-nutrients, you want the lemon in there to help the absorption of the beneficial parts of tea.
So it's really important to have that lemon with your tea.
If you're drinking without obviously milk and
Yeah.
whatever.
It's probably where have you ever had that Arnold Palmer half
Oh
tea
yeah.
lemonade?
Yeah.
Like perfect combo there. I mean,
Yep.
besides all the millions of pounds of sugar in it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot this one too, which I thought was really interesting, steak and broccoli. Now that you wouldn't eat that, but steak and
Mm-mm.
broccoli pairing them together because the beef is rich in protein and iron, and then the broccoli has vitamin C, which helps your body take in the iron, right? Or is it blocks the iron?
Yeah.
Or
Yes. I
no,
was reading about that too.
yeah. So
That I'm jumping ahead, but the vitamin C and specifically I looked at plant-based iron. The vitamin C helps break down the iron into a form that the body can more easily absorb.
hmm,
So that's
so interesting.
so I didn't know broccoli was high in vitamin C.
By the way, I didn't either. A half a cup of it has 65% of your daily amount you need.
Are you kidding?
No, and I like broccoli. I like it raw and I like it cooked. I don't know why I don't have it more. But also, whenever this again probably doesn't pertain to you, whenever we go to a steakhouse as a family, I always get my steak and then baked potato. I'm now going to get my broccoli.
Especially if you like it.
I like it. Yeah. I don't understand like why that isn't been something that I've done my whole life. I mean, I guess nobody knew that
Yeah.
they paired so importantly together, you know?
But is that an option at a steakhouse? Can
Oh
you do
yeah,
that?
there's always
Oh,
steamed broccoli, always. I mean, most of the time. I mean, and when they say steamed, it's got butter on it, but at the point where you're putting butter on a potato or butter on a broccoli, either or, you might as well get the nutrients absorbed better from the broccoli. You know what I mean?
you know why they put butter on steamed vegetables?
To make it taste good.
Well, yes, but
Okay.
no, that's not what I was thinking of. And I don't have any scientific proof in front of me for that, but it helps reduce so it coats your stomach. And those foods are full of like gas inducing properties. So
Okay.
if you have the butter to coat your stomach, it's easier on the digestion and it can help with reducing gas.
You won't have gas as much?
No, no, reducing. I didn't say you won't have, but reducing.
As really?
Hmm.
So interesting. Is it that's because of the fat?
Yeah.
Hmm, interesting.
That's
I
why they put butter on steamed vegetables, particularly like broccoli.
I did not know that.
Hmm.
Okay. Hmm.
But a little can go a long way.
So if somebody has gas more often, maybe they should just have some butter on food more often.
Or maybe well, that's a whole nother thing, but maybe they're not chewing enough. Maybe they don't have
Yeah,
enough fat in their diet. I mean, there could be a
that's a
whole
whole
bunch of
other
things.
topic. All
Yeah.
right. What do you got next?
Yogurt and raspberries. I
Mm,
always want to say raspberries.
me too. That's how I write it. Ras. That's how I have to write it. Anyway, I saw that one. I
Research suggests people who get more calcium and vitamin D shed more fat than those who don't have vitamin D who don't. A vitamin D fortified yogurt serves up 35% of all the calcium you need in a day, and a half a cup of raspberries and add sweetness and fiber. So again, we're looking at that protein fiber combo.
right. And most people like raspberries. Most people like yogurt. Like it's just one of those things. Pair them together.
Mm-hmm.
Just start with a half a cup. Throw it in your yogurt.
Absolutely.
Got a superfood, basically, right?
Yes.
Um, we skipped one, and I don't eat this, so I don't have to. I have nothing to go on but this. But salmon and sweet potatoes. I don't eat salmon,
Yes.
but they're filled with omega 3s, the salmon, and then you use the sweet potato to balance it out. Those are a great pairing for those of you who eat salmon.
It's probably the whole fiber and protein combo again, right?
I'm assuming that's what it is. Yeah. All right.
Probably the sweet potato is a slow breaking down. It's not even the right word. Fiber, so it takes more time, and then it keeps you full as you're processing the salmon to extract all the nutrients for your muscles.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
I'm
Um,
just acting smart.
okay, well, it sounded perfect. All right, I got another meat one, which was mushrooms and ground beef,
Okay.
which I never thought to do that. Mixed chopped mushrooms right into your meat before you do anything. By the way, mushrooms are only 16 calories per cup.
Oh,
Did
wow.
you know that? That's like
I had
nothing.
no idea.
It's like really nothing, right? It what it does is it bulks up your meat. It keeps your blood sugar level steady, which helps curb cravings.
Oh.
So I was interpreting it as like, okay, let's just say like you're not into mushrooms too well. Like you could probably put in a half a cup to get
Mm-hmm.
that slowly there, bulking it up and get some of the benefits and not have that much. It's probably not going to be that strong of a taste to get your feet wet into it. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it would also make your money go a lot farther too. If you like
Oh, yeah.
mushrooms, bulk your meat up, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So those are a good pairing together. All right, what else do you got?
Pistachios and apple.
Weird. I didn't know, like, didn't think of that. Did you?
I did not, but it kind of makes sense because if pistachios are the lowest, one of the lowest calorie nuts, and if you eat it with the shell, that obviously slows you down. So you can't just gulp down 50 pistachios at a time. And the apple adds sweetness and crunch along with 4 grams of fiber. So we come back to the magical combo of protein and fiber.
Mhm. What a
And I
great,
love
like,
pistachios.
yeah, what a great, like, snack you could just pack. That's an easy pack.
Hmm.
Grab and go. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that one was interesting to me. How about this? Again, I wouldn't eat this, but fish, whole wheat tortillas,
Oh,
and
really?
salsa. That combination, the three of that. It's powerful flavors, which totally would make sense. The lean protein and the fiber in the tortilla and the fiber in the salsa, and the salsa also is loaded with vitamins, as is I mean, a good quality salsa, by the way.
Hmm.
But that's a great combo, all three of those together.
Wow.
You
I
got
never would have
omega
thought.
3s, you got protein. You really got it all with that combo.
Wow.
Grain, right?
I wonder if it would be true for other proteins. Like if you could put tofu in there.
I bet you could.
Hmm.
Why couldn't you?
I don't know. It sounds good though with the tofu.
Yeah.
Dark chocolate and almonds.
Mhm.
I was
It's
so excited to read
a
this.
Mounds or something like that, right? Is
Yes.
Mounds dark chocolate and I knew there was a reason I liked that.
No, that's almond joy.
Okay, almond joy then.
Dark chocolate has 7 grams of sugar per ounce. So pairing it with a high protein almonds keeps your blood sugar levels steady and keep you satisfied longer. And we know there are benefits to eating dark chocolate anyway. So you have the double whammy with the almonds and the dark chocolate.
Mm, that's interesting to me. And I love good quality dark chocolate too.
Yeah, you had mentioned that for one of your things that you love.
Yeah. And I really like almonds too.
Did you
Ooh,
have any others? Oh, sorry.
you know what I could do? I could take my banana, mash it up, and freeze and like lay it on parchment paper, drizzle melted dark chocolate on, and then put almonds on it.
Perfect.
And then it's frozen. It would be so good. I actually do have a couple more. I have nut butters, any type of nut butters with a banana.
Why?
Because it's a good quality carb and it pairs well. Again, it would be going with well, there is fiber in a banana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fiber and then the protein from the butter.
And that's a delicious combination.
Yeah, and super easy, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
we touched on this one before, but spinach and lemon juice. So
Mm-hmm.
the one article I read said the vitamin C enhances the absorption of the spinach, the iron in it, but suggested even just squeezing a lemon right on your spinach salad or trying a lemon-based salad dressing if you like that.
Yeah.
If you like spinach. Um, we did bell peppers and eggs. Oh, this was a different one. Honeydew and grapes, particularly red grapes, together make a great fruit salad. I've never put those two things together.
Wait, why?
Because the honeydew is a diuretic and the red grapes contain an antioxidant called antithyroid something antithyroid. Do you know how to say that?
I don't know how to say that.
I don't know how to say it either, but they go together nicely because the one is the diuretic, which helps get the water out. Have you ever eaten a whole bunch of grapes and you're all like bloated and there are a lot more sugar in them? So
Oh,
the
yeah.
two of those two go together to help flush it out, I guess.
Fascinating.
I'm not a scientist or pretend to be, but I thought that was a really fun fact.
Hmm.
I love honeydew and I love grapes.
Wow.
Okay, do you have more? Or do you
I
want me
do
to?
have a couple.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, Tomatoes and olive oil.
Oh,
So tomatoes have lycopene, which is an incredible disease-fighting antioxidant, and
okay.
lycopene may help prevent prostate cancer as one of the benefits.
Mm.
Cooking the tomatoes with a bit of olive oil has been shown to enhance the body's absorption of that phytochemical.
Wow. Okay. I don't know if I've ever cooked tomatoes besides tomato sauce with olive oil. I'll have to
Well,
look.
even if you make like a bruschetta, I mean that the tomatoes and the olive oil, they're
Oh,
not cooked, but they're still enhancing the benefits of the tomato.
oh, and you know what? Remember when long in the fall I was doing spaghetti squash with cherry tomatoes drizzled with olive oil?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
Look at how healthy I was, and I didn't even know it. I was so
You need
smart.
to go back to it.
I do. Yum. Okay,
I
what
have a
else?
couple more
Okay.
turmeric and black pepper.
Okay, together?
Yes. So let me read what it says because I don't want to mess it up. Turmeric has powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory capabilities, and it can help relieve symptoms of arthritis and may also benefit kidney health.
Hmm.
Black pepper basically activates the turmeric, so it makes the beneficial compounds more bioavailable. Bioavailable just means your body can use it readily.
Wow. Well, I read something about the pepper. A separate thing was pepper. It's made from pepperine. That's the actual full name of pepper. And
Okay.
it's a really powerful compound, and it is really important to use. And I didn't realize why. I thought it just gave flavor. But there's a lot of studies that say it may interfere with the formation of new fat cells when you use
Oh.
pepper. Now we're talking about pepper that you grind, like from a pepper
Mm-hmm.
mill. Like
Yeah.
that's the best quality pepper. But I just thought it was people use it because it's got a good strong flavor. But
Yeah.
there's actually a lot of research about that we should be having that to block new fat cells from developing.
Yeah, it makes sense actually. There's a lot of benefits to all the spices and things, the combinations.
I had no idea. I got
Um,
yogurt and
go.
cinnamon, which we
Oh,
talked about cinnamon, but yogurt and cinnamon, well, cinnamon's an antioxidant that improves body composition and insulin sensitivity, but pairing them with the yogurt is a good combination. Makes sense, right?
is there a reason why?
Probably, I don't know. If
Mm,
there was, I forgot to write it.
okay. Vitamin D and calcium, which you think, okay, my naive brain thought they go together. So what's the
Right,
big deal? But
right.
vitamin D helps bring in more calcium from the foods you eat and the supplements you take. So vitamin D rich foods are like salmon, tuna, egg yolks, milk, soy milk, orange juice, and a variety of calcium providing foods are collard greens, broccoli, dried figs, oranges, and dairy foods. So the combination of the two help benefit each other. So you get more vitamin D absorption and calcium absorption.
Hmm. Okay. I would have been, my brain went the same way. Vitamin D and calcium, aren't they the same thing almost?
Yeah,
But they're not, huh?
no, you need both for better absorption.
Okay. Any more for you?
I have a few.
Okay, I have one more, I think. Um, Tuna and ginger. Again, I don't eat tuna, but if you do eat tuna, they say really pair that ginger with it. Um, ginger, I can't even read my handwriting, so I apologize. Ginger accelerates gastric emptying. Did you know that?
I, if I thought about it longer enough, I probably did.
Yeah, and it also blocks several genes and enzymes in the body that promote bloating and cause inflammation. So it blocks
Oh,
that. So ginger is really good to put on a lot of things. And as I was writing these out and writing my notes, I wrote the word ginger and then on the side wrote go buy ginger salad dressing.
oh
Because I
yeah.
love ginger salad dressing so much. And if ginger's gonna block the foods that promote bloating, I'm all for it.
I've started putting ginger in my tea in the morning.
Oh,
It's really yummy.
so you're helping promote blocking of bloating all day.
Well, and I this
I don't
is
know if
gonna
it
be
lasts all
gross,
day.
but the most people they drink their tea and they have to go to the restroom.
Right.
So I think the ginger and the tea is all working in a beautiful combination to help emptying.
Oh, that would, yeah, because it's proven to accelerate gastric emptying.
Yeah.
So if you
Wow.
like ginger, add that to some of your food.
Oh, I do. I like it. I didn't know I liked it until recently.
There's a sweet spot with ginger that I found. Like too
Hmm.
much and you're like, oh, but then too
It's
little,
too
you're
spicy.
like,
Yeah. Yep.
sweet spot you got to find when you're cooking with it. So
Absolutely.
anyway, what else do you got?
Okay, I had a couple more complementary proteins. So
Okay.
only some foods contain all amino acids in your body. And sources like nuts, legumes, grains, and vegetables are incomplete, meaning they lack one or more of the essential amino acids needed for growth and development.
Okay.
By pairing incomplete proteins together, you can create a complete protein. For example, rice and black beans, or in our case, my case, rice and lentils, because we eat that a lot, and a combination. And the two paired together form a complete amino acid.
Oh,
Hummus and whole wheat crackers, quinoa and corn, whole wheat bread, and peanut butter.
those are complete. So when you pair whole wheat bread with peanut butter, you're going to have a complete protein.
Yes.
And everybody's always like, you don't need the carbs. Well, you do if you want a complete protein.
Yes. And it's real, especially for vegetarians, it's really important because you can get it with animal sources. But if
Mhm.
you're a vegetarian, you're going to be missing out on a lot. So you have to pay attention to the pairings.
So a lot of vegan options of protein are not complete, but when you pair them properly, they can become a complete.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. And I
Yeah.
never knew that.
I found that out recently, but it didn't really make sense to me. But the more I'm learning about it, the more it made, I was like, oh, okay. This is why these foods are always together.
Hmm. And would you say with quinoa corn?
Quinoa and corn.
Like just corn on the cob and quinoa?
Or, if you ever had like an enchilada bake with quinoa instead of like tortillas or whatever.
No, but that sounds fabulous.
It's good. And corn, black beans, you have like hit the perfect dish. Top it
Wow,
with an avocado.
that's a really good combo.
I have two more.
Okay.
Uh, Beans or chickpeas with rice, which we talked a little bit about, but beans and chickpeas are packed with protein and fiber, which makes them the perfect pairing for alongside a starchier food like rice. And
Okay.
the beans regulate carbs and help prevent blood sugar spikes.
Hmm.
So the
Okay.
carbs are obviously heavy in carbs. So when you eat the rice is heavy in carbs. So when you eat that with beans, it sort of stabilizes everything and keeps you full for longer.
It's a great food pairing for some people. And I think they need to hear this because a lot of people are scared to eat rice.
Yes, a lot of
They
people are
really
scared.
are. And white rice.
Hmm.
And you taught me white rice is better than brown rice.
Yes.
And I think that's a huge for people to hear because that my whole life I've been taught brown rice, brown rice. And if I'm being honest with you, I'm not a big fan of brown rice. I don't
Yeah,
like
me neither.
so white
It's
rice.
big. The reason why is just as an aside, brown rice does have some nutritional benefit, but it's also very high in arsenic, which can be toxic to our bodies. And we don't need any help getting more toxins into our system.
True.
Our
Absolutely.
environment has more than enough.
Our environment, our shampoos, our lotions, everything we're doing and eating and drinking, like that's a lot of toxins in that stuff.
Mhm.
You're right. Hmm.
Um, Fat and fat-soluble vitamins. Now, this was interesting to me. Your intestines absorb certain vitamins, such as vitamin A, vitamin D. So if you take a vitamin D supplement, pay attention. Vitamin E and vitamin K when they are paired with a fat source. So if you have a vitamin D supplement, eat it with, take it with something heavy in fat. So getting enough of these vitamins is important because deficiencies are connected with higher risk of cancer and type 2 diabetes. So make the fat source a largely unsaturated one: nuts, seeds, avocado, olive oil, or olives.
Okay.
Leafy greens have vitamin A, vitamin K. Orange and yellow veggies and tomatoes have vitamin A, and nuts and seeds have vitamin E. So pair all of those with a fat source, and then you're going to get better absorption.
Okay. That makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay.
I do have,
So wait, you're basically telling us all to take our vitamins with ice cream.
no.
I'm just kidding. She did not say that. I'm said that.
You're funny. There are a couple of pairings that people should know about. So zinc with sulfur. And what that means in layman's terms is grains, seeds, legumes contain zinc, okay, which we need. It's an important mineral, which can be better absorbed by sulfur, which is onions and garlics.
Huh. So beans and onions and garlic.
Yeah,
Wow.
they help with the absorption of zinc and sulfur. And if you have problems with legumes, lentils, soak them with apple cider vinegar with the mother. It removes some of the lectins, making it easier to digest.
So can
Okay,
I ask you a bean question real quick?
yeah.
I don't make beans from a bag. They're canned. Those are probably
Mhm.
the worst kinds, right?
Well, they're probably going to cause a lot more GI distress.
Okay, so that's probably could not saying probably. That could be why beans don't like my stomach.
Well, you can eat lentils, right?
So far, I've been able to, yeah.
And you've been cooking them. You're not buying
Correct.
them ready.
But I
Yeah.
don't soak them, but I still cook them.
Yeah, but that's evidence that you probably would do better if you had cooked your own beans.
Okay. I'm gonna have to try that then. So how long
Mm-hmm.
do you soak them in the mother?
As long as you can. I do 10 hours, 10
Oh,
to 12 hours. Like I'll soak it in the morning and then I'll make it for dinner.
okay. Can you make a batch of it and then keep it in your fridge?
Yeah, but I wouldn't do more. I wouldn't keep it for more than a couple of days.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um, okay, here's some foods like beans, carrots, tomatoes, spinach, asparagus, mushrooms, cabbage, kale, all have nutrients that become easier to absorb or more potent when they're cooked appropriately.
What do you mean?
So if you cook these things like spinach and excuse me, asparagus, mushrooms, they become more bioavailable if you cook them. The more you chew them, the more bioavailable they become.
What does bioavailable mean?
It just means your body can use it readily.
Oh, oh, what a
Mhm.
cool word, actually. Your
Um,
body uses it faster
yeah.
the way you cook it.
Otherwise, you might just pee or poop it out.
Okay, that makes sense.
Um, Dark leafy greens are a good source of calcium, but some of the greens contain substances that make it hard for the body to absorb the calcium. Vinegar dressings may help counteract these compounds, allowing more calcium to be absorbed from the salad.
This has got to be why people have oil and vinegar on their salad. It has to go
Yes.
back forever, decades, years, centuries ago. And somebody had to have figured this all out.
And they put like mandarin slices or a squeeze of lemon juice, and then you have the absorption of the iron, and you have the absorption of the calcium. And
Wow.
okay, last one for me. Vinegar reduced blood sugar after meals by almost 20%.
Oh,
Also most effective at lowering blood sugar when it was taken with the meal. The effects were greater when taken with food that included more complex carbohydrates rather than simple sugars. So if you have vegetables and they have some vinegar or something on there, it's going to be lower your blood sugar, keep you full for longer, and it's just going to be better for your nutrient absorption.
Wow. I love vinegar. Okay.
You got anything else?
Well, no, originally when we when I first Googled this topic, just for the heck of it, I put in food combos and immediately came up like your popular ones,
Mm-hmm.
like pancakes and maple syrup,
Oh, yes.
bagels with cream cheese, peanut butter and jelly, food
Mm-hmm.
combos, bacon and eggs, tortillas and salsa. So true. You just have chips with
You can
salsa,
eat them together. Yeah.
avocado, or yeah, cereal and milk. So
Mm-hmm.
many people think I'm weird because I like dry cereal, but I love it. Burgers and French fries, pizza
Yes.
and beer, but for you, isn't it pizza and Pepsi?
It
Or
used to be, yes.
yeah, chocolate and strawberries or chocolate with peanut butter. Very popular, right?
The chocolate and strawberries must have to have the same impact as what we talked about with the chocolate and we had something, right? The chocolate and the nuts.
Yeah, we did. It was chocolate and almonds, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was. Okay.
Hmm.
Last one was sushi and soy sauce, which I don't eat sushi, but that's one of those that was in the list of like when you ask people what is the most common food combo, that's the list, which was yeah,
Have you ever eaten veggie sushi?
no.
Oh, you should eat it. It's really good.
Really?
Yeah, you're gonna like it.
Hmm. Okay. Maybe
What's the weirdest combo you put together?
me, weirdest? Well, I put a weird stuff together all the time. You've seen my food. Um,
What's the one that people go, "Oh my gosh, how can you eat that?"
well, lately it was the lentil pasta with peanut butter and jelly.
Oh yeah,
That everybody was like, "What in the heck?" And I'm like, "It's so good. Peanut butter
but
and
that's
jelly."
so creative, honestly. It's like you're replacing bread with the pasta.
Yeah, that was filled with protein and fiber. So, yeah, it was
Hmm.
delicious. Well, I do have a list of unusual foods. Wait, what's yours? Your most unusual combo?
Now I'm very boring, but it used to be, I think I've shared this one with you. Bananas with Doritos.
Yes. And every time I eat Doritos, I go, I really should get some bananas and try them.
I don't eat them anymore together, but it used to be a thing for me.
Well, this was part of the list. This is the most unusual food combinations that are popular. Peanut butter and pickles.
Hmm.
Not for me, but
In the old days, people would be like, "Oh my gosh, is she pregnant?" Oh.
right, that would totally be a break. When I was pregnant, I would have grilled cheese, Munster cheese with banana peppers on it. That was like my go-to.
Oh, but that kind of makes sense to
Oh
me.
my gosh, it's making me want it right now. All right, French fries and ice cream. I think people do this. I don't think,
Yes. People do that with Wendy's
yeah,
Frosties and they're yeah.
I don't think it's unusual, but it made the list. And I don't think this one's unusual. I've never had this. Peanut pizza with pineapple.
Oh, oh my gosh, you've never had it?
I've never had pizza with
It's
pineapple.
delicious. And if you have a little jalapeno, you have the heat and then you have the sweet from the
See,
pineapple.
I would
It's so
love to try it, but my family wouldn't eat it, so I'd be like wasting a whole pizza. Do you know what I mean?
it's so good. Put it on half.
Well, what if I don't like it?
Hmm.
You know what I
You
mean?
love
Like I
pineapple
almost
though.
need somebody to have a party that has it and then invite me just to have a piece of pizza and I'll leave right away, I promise. Salt and caramel, which is huge. That's not
Yes.
unusual. I feel like that's not unusual.
Mhm.
Chocolate and bacon. Mally's does this, I think, twice a year, and I'm always like, ew. But they do chocolate and potato chips too.
Yeah, I've had that. That's pretty good.
I don't know. It makes me want to try it. Maybe you've had this one. Watermelon and feta cheese.
Yes,
Is
that's
that really
so
good?
good.
It sounds so
That is
weird.
so good. The
Really?
watermelon and the feta cheese, and they put cucumber, I think, sometimes onion in there. It is so good.
Hmm. All right. Popcorn and hot sauce, such as chili powder or cayenne pepper.
I've eaten that.
Really?
Hmm. I've
Hmm.
put like
You put
seasonings on the
butter too?
popcorn. I put a little bit of something to make the seasoning
And
stick,
then
like
hot sauce?
I put like cayenne pepper and some other savory seasonings.
Okay. Cheese and jam,
No.
which I think they do brie cheese. And don't they
Oh,
usually put
yes.
marmalade or something on it,
I'm wrong. Yes, that's right.
right?
Yes.
It is normal. I love jelly. Oh my God. Okay. Avocado and chocolate.
They make desserts like that, right?
They do, but it specifically says avocado. Mash up your avocado and incorporate cocoa powder with it.
Hmm.
Might be good.
Wow.
And last on the top 10 food weird combinations, Cheetos and cream cheese. I can't even make that I just
I used to eat wheat thins and cream cheese. That was so
okay,
good.
that I think I used to I think I've accidentally eaten it, but isn't that a weird combination? Cheetos, which are the worst. By the way, the
Well,
worst fat the worst I believe you can pop.
I've had, have you ever had a K dog? You know what that is?
No.
I wouldn't eat the meat one, but they take cheese and then they coat it with like a coating, it's a rice something, and then they dip it and fry it. And then sometimes they sprinkle like Cheetos on it. And it's a treat item. It's not an everyday item. It's so good. It's so good.
What's it called?
A Korean dog, hot dog, K dog.
Never heard of that.
It's they don't have it in Cleveland. It's so good.
So you're saying you could see the Cheetos dipped in cream cheese.
Yeah, I could.
I would try it. I would totally try it. I don't
Oh
buy
yeah.
cookies or Cheetos, but I could try it. But it really has me intrigued. I want to do some research on weird food combos again because I
Yeah.
think they get you excited to eat again.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What are is your call to action this week?
Okay, so I have a two. Number one, my call to action is I didn't want to make a call to action. So I really had to
I've
dig
been
deep.
there.
And for the month of June, I did a 20-minute exercise or longer, 25 days out of the whole month.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty darn good. That's for my Fitbit. So I want to do, so this month so far, July, I've started off every single day. And I want to try and do 7 more days where I light up my Fitbit. I don't know if you can see that with a
Mm-hmm.
20-minute of exercise.
Nice.
I want to try and do another 7 days in a row. Also, I would like to buy an avocado because I love avocado, but every time I go to the store, they're either really, really ripe or they're super, super green. And I'm like, it's annoying to me. So I need to just buy one and let it ripen.
There are 100 tips that people will give you for an avocado, but the one that works for me is buy them a little bit on the green side, leave them on your counter until they start getting ripe, and then put them in your fridge.
Okay.
And they will be good for a long time.
Okay. So they won't go bad then as
Well,
fast?
they yes, as fast.
Okay. That's a good put. So throw them in there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the thing. I see a bag of them and I'm like, I'll never eat all of these
Yeah.
by the time they all ripen.
Yeah.
And then I
True.
buy one and then I want two. You know, it's just that
Yeah.
avocados are one of those foods that like I go through spurts on, but I would really like to get some. All right, what
Mhm.
about you?
Mine is kind of going against what I advise to people, but I really want to try this as a
Okay.
data collecting. Okay. I really want to stay within my calorie budget for the week. And the reason why is because I was doing that protein fiber challenge and I think I was getting a little carried away. So I want to make sure that I just monitor and see what happens.
Okay. Now, will you be adding fitness into that at all?
I still don't have clearance to do a lot yet,
Oh,
so I'll
okay.
just be walking.
But you won't be subtracting.
No, no, no,
Okay.
no. That sorry, I didn't answer your question. No, I won't be subtracting.
Okay. Okay. Does your app
Yeah,
do that? Mine automatically subtracts it.
it does. But I wonder if there's a way to change the
I
setting.
think there is. I don't know how I feel about that. I want to
Mm,
ask people. I want to do like a big deep dive into that, but I don't know.
yeah, well, maybe our next topic.
Anyway, all right. Well, we got good call to action. So
Yes, we do. And you have a great week.
you too. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.